The Bermuda Triangle, 500,000 square miles of ocean, bounded by Miami, Bermuda, and San Juan, Puerto Rico. A tourist marketing legend, a paperback mystery, a Netflix miniseries, and an active shipping lane where, over the last century, more than 50 ships and 20 aircraft have disappeared without explanation.
The debunkers will tell you this is normal. Hundreds of thousands of ships pass through the triangle every year. A certain number will sink. Statistically, it is unremarkable. That is the official position. But 4 specific disappearances have never been explained, and modern science is starting to catch up to them.
This is the file on the triangle.
March 4th, 1918. The USS Cyclops, a United States Navy collier ship. 542 feet, 19,000 tons, 306 souls on board. Sailing from Barbados to Baltimore, fully loaded with 11,000 tons of manganese ore.
She never arrived. She sent no distress signal, no wreckage, no oil slick, no bodies. Not a single piece of the Cyclops has ever been found. She remains, to this day, the single largest loss of life in U.S. naval history that is not combat-related.
The Navy investigated for 70 years. They tried every theory. German U-boat attack. The German Navy denied it after the war, confirmed again in archival records released in 2001. Neither a submarine nor a mine accounted for her. Mutiny. The Cyclops was known to have a cruel captain, but no bodies ever surfaced. Capsize. The manganese ore may have shifted, but she was rated for that cargo.
The modern explanation is a rogue wave, a freak wave up to 100 feet tall, now scientifically measured. The Cyclops was not designed for that kind of impact. She would have gone under in seconds, with 100-year-old steel plating. Crew asleep, radio operators not on duty.
February 4th, 1963, the SS Marine Sulphur Queen, a T-2 tanker converted to carry molten sulfur in insulated tanks at 275 degrees Fahrenheit, 524 feet, 39 crew, sailing from Beaumont, Texas to Norfolk, Virginia. She disappeared in the Straits of Florida. Her last radio contact was normal. 24 hours later, nothing. A Navy search covered 350,000 square miles. They found a single life jacket, a foghorn, and a piece of wood from the wheelhouse. The rest of the ship and the 39 men were gone. Investigators believed the molten sulfur tanks may have ruptured. A failed bulkhead, a crack in a weld, a sudden release of toxic hydrogen sulfide gas would have killed the crew in minutes. Then a fire in the sulfur could have sunk her in less than 4 minutes. But the wreck has never been found. October 24th, 1980. The MV Poet, a 40-year-old World War II-era ship carrying 13,700 tons of corn from Philadelphia to Port Said, Egypt. 522 feet, 34 crew. She radioed a routine check-in in the morning of October 25th. She was encountering rough seas. That was her last transmission. The Coast Guard search covered 300,000 square miles. They found nothing. The investigation found the Poet had been in poor condition. Rust, hull thinning. She may have simply opened up in a storm and sunk quickly, or her corn cargo may have shifted and capsized her. The families sued the shipping company. The settlement was sealed. The Poet is listed as presumed sunk. The strangest case of all is not a ship. It is 5 aircraft. December 5th, 1945, Flight 19. 5 U.S. Navy TBM Avenger torpedo bombers on a routine training flight from Fort Lauderdale. 14 men. At 3:15 p.m., the flight leader, Lieutenant Charles Taylor, radioed that his compasses were malfunctioning. Both of them. He believed he was over the Florida Keys. Ground control believed he was over the Bahamas. He was actually north of that, near Grand Bahama. Taylor led his squadron east. In fact, he should have gone west. They flew for 3 hours looking for land. Their fuel ran out. The radio transcripts captured his final words, quote, "All planes close up tight. We will have to ditch unless landfall. When the first plane hits the water, we all hit the water.
Then the radios went silent. A rescue plane, a Mariner flying boat, was dispatched to find them. It exploded in mid-air. 14 more men dead. 27 people lost in total over 3 hours.
Not a single piece of wreckage from any of the 6 aircraft has ever been recovered. The modern explanation is navigation error plus rough seas. Taylor was likely confused, ditched in bad weather, and the planes sank before they could be found.
But what explains the compasses? Modern oceanography has an answer. Methane hydrate. Massive underwater deposits of frozen methane gas under the sea floor. When they warm and release, they create plumes of gas that rise to the surface. A ship in one of those plumes loses buoyancy instantly.
And magnetic anomalies are real. The Bermuda Triangle sits on top of irregular iron formations beneath the Atlantic seafloor. Aircraft compasses can be pulled 15 to 20 degrees off course over specific locations. Taylor's plane was not malfunctioning. His compass was being pulled by the rock beneath the water.
And the rogue wave explanation covers the ships. The triangle sits in the path of the Gulf Stream. Current speeds of 5 knots meeting storm swells can create waves 25 meters tall, over 80 feet, 300% larger than the ships of the 20th century were designed for.
So, the Bermuda Triangle is not magic. It is geology, oceanography, and meteorology concentrated in one zone. 500,000 square miles, where 4 ancient physical forces collide. And ships pass through it every day, trusting that the math is on their side.
There are around 1,500 ships passing through the Bermuda Triangle tonight. Modern GPS, modern hull construction, modern compass technology. Most of them will arrive safely. The statistics are on their side.
But somewhere down there, a methane deposit is thawing. Somewhere, a Gulf Stream current is meeting a passing storm. Somewhere, a 90-year-old iron deposit is pulling a compass needle the wrong direction. And a ship captain who has never heard of the Cyclops or the Sulphur Queen or the Poet is steering straight into history.
The Bermuda Triangle is not a conspiracy. It is a warning. The ocean will always find new ways to take us, even when the science has caught up. Especially when we stop listening to the old ghosts. Subscribe to SALTFILES. Remember their names.